The start of our journey to Los Angeles for the All Valley Team Tournament starts with a flight from Chicago to LA. The flight takes about 4.5 hours. Luckily, because of the time difference, we actually only spend 2 hours in the air and show up about midday on Tuesday. Because there's 5 of us and we're staying the whole week, we decided to get an Airbnb in Pasadena, not too far from the game store. So that way we're able to not have to deal with hotels for the whole trip. We're here at the game store.
Remember, we're Strategic Operations Squad, SOS.
We are Strategic Operations Squad. I forgot about that. Wow, that's so cool.
So here we are at Iwata, which is one of the largest airsoft retailers. We've never been able to actually go to one, and a little bit of lore in the past, we were pretty big into airsoft in middle school and high school. We even formed a team called SOS, Strategic Operations Squad. We still try and go out and do airsoft sometimes, but obviously we have now switched to Kill Team and Six-Sided Legion. Oh, it's a Tarkov gun right there.
Is that a flashlight?
Yeah.
Dude, this thing was just
This is a
flying.
pistol.
It's a pistol, yeah.
It's a mounted grenade launcher on the side. It has so many
This is fucking like airsoft.
the tactical spork. It's got a spork on the side.
It does have a sport.
The muzzle.
It's got a little sight up here, a little canted sight.
Look, the muzzle, bro. It's a 50
Yeah, I
cal
love
muzzle.
that.
Oh, yes, I remember seeing that on the YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
My favorite thing about this is that I don't think the BBs could actually fly past the bags. Pretty sure they probably.
No.
Yeah. Guys, if we ever get
probably.
one of these, we're gonna make sure to keep it clean.
I want to sell it for $50 on eBay.
And then when you walk into the actual big open room, you see Batman, you see a throne of entire guns, we see an actual fish tank. Walls are lined with weapons that actually have a shooting range in there, which is really cool. You can actually test out your stuff before you buy it. Something that we basically never get to do. All sorts of different armor and gear and different attachments you can get for guns as well. It's just a really cool place. He's just too cool. After Iwata, we go and check out Bubble World. Kind of an interactive experience. We're not too sure what to expect. Initially, we were kind of worried. We see this intro room, and it's it feels very artsy. Holy!
Look how beautiful it is.
This is actually.
Look at that shark.
Look at him go.
Is it just a hole in the way?
What if you touched it and you just your foot?
It's like a 1,000-foot hole.
Guys, I got a feeling we should have brought our kids.
Behind the curtains.
Ethan, can you take a picture of me and Brad?
Hold on.
You want a balloon?
But then we come into this room with a ton of balloons that you could just run through, and you can punch and you throw them. Ah! Oh, it's knocking the phone around. That's actually pretty cool. And then we see this big sphere. We're not too sure what it is. I mean, it seems like another kind of artsy thing. Or on the outside, it's just a visual. Then on the inside, it actually is like a microphone that amplifies your hearing. And then we got the ball pit.
I said stop.
Here we find a weird race that you can do by blowing a straw into a hole. And then a old display room with what looks to be balloons from something like Up, but the ropes are cut.
He's just ahead.
Wait, is that a crawl space?
Whoa.
Well, it is, but it's for this.
Get in there.
So much. I mean, yeah, it's not bad.
Who's on it?
Save us, please. Oh, it's like Up.
I feel like that is not very stable.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Nope,
No,
it's just
you're good. Blaine, give us a little kiss down here.
You want to know why scuba divers fall backwards out of a boat?
Otherwise, they fall in the boat. Yeah. Hey, I know that guy. I know that guy.
Whoa. He's trapped.
He's trapped.
I like the zoom in, the subtle zoom.
It's my wish. I wish we win this tournament. Bloop.
On the third day, we were checking out southern Los Angeles. So we were checking out the Naples Island here, looking at the waterways and the park in the middle. Connecting different parts of the park were these canals. At night, they have people who are out on boats, very similar to Naples in actual Europe. Night market over in Long Beach. We wanted to check it out. There's a lot of cool things that you could buy. There was some food at the end. And a lot of just local vendors who are making a name for themselves. After the street market, we went to the Shoreline Village and checked out this huge pier that had a ton of boats in it, and a lot of these really small, very cool stylized shops.
Well, soon as we get this door unlocked, I may be able to get out of here.
Not too far from the village is the Shoreline Aquatic Park. We took this long walkway and ended up hitting up a couple shops before we eventually took a trip over to the Laugh Factory for the night. We saw a group of 5 different comedians. It was a very fun show. I'd highly recommend you go check it out.
Whoa! That plane's gonna hit in the face with the shattered piece. Yeah.
After a little baseball in the morning, we go and check out the Santa Anita Mall. If you ever do get a chance to visit, I would highly recommend checking out the Kinokuniya bookstore. They have a lot of books that you can't really easily find in the US, and they have tons and tons of gachapon style trinkets that you can get for your desk or for collecting, and then lots of manga and other books as well. That evening we were meeting up with Dakota and some of the other guys who were setting up the night before at Games at My Place, which is in Pasadena, California. That's the game store that this whole event was hosted at.
There's no way to not put them in it. Hey. Do you know where he's gonna be?
How you doing? Good to see you too. Been a while.
After saying hi to Dakota, we all walk over to Doghouse, which is a local bar and grill, and have dinner there right before we come back and wrap up the night by help setting up tables.
What do we think of this map, Brett?
That is a crazy map, but this should be a fun one to play on.
So we are at the first day of the tournament. This is Saturday. We are half an hour early because the game store doesn't open until 10. So I figured we'd just kind of go over what our initial feelings were this morning. So Brett, how you doing?
So of course, going into the tournament, the first game I'm always a little bit nervous for because that's kind of how it is, I think. But once you get like that first turning point out of the way, then like some of the nerves get out, and I'll start feeling a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more in the zone. So I think once we get going, I'll feel better. And it's also gonna, be interesting to see who we pair up against first.
Right, yeah.
So that'll determine a lot too. So, but I'm very excited mostly. So.
Yeah, I think having like a really chill first opponent is really kind of calms that ease of, I don't know, feeling nervous about how you're doing stuff, and it's more just like how fun it is to play against them.
Absolutely, and it will be a chill tournament too. I mean, yeah. I know a lot of even the skilled players here are looking for just having a good time and stuff. Team tournament's a little bit different, so
yeah,
it'll be a good time.
It'll be different.
Yeah, I think I'm mainly nervous because of the fact that this is a new team that I'm playing, and first tournament with them, so I don't know how I'm going to perform with them. And it's a little bit, just a little bit of anxiety that's running through me right now.
Sure.
But, yeah, I like you guys said after that first game, I feel like it should mellow on a lot, just because you're kind of getting into the groove of being competitive and stuff like that. So.
And we talked about our strategy a little bit last night as far as like how we want to pair up against things and stuff like that. So I think as long as we can follow that as much as possible,
right,
we should be all right. So, who knows who we get paired up against? But then of course, anybody with the right team can do great, obviously. So, it might not matter, but
we can prep as much as we can, but in the end, some of it's going to be out of our control, and we're just going to have to adapt to it. So,
yeah.
Walking over Saturday morning, there were a lot of people waiting outside in the morning, a lot of Bats players. Eventually, we're all led upstairs, and then everyone's running around, checking out all the maps, seeing who's all there. This was the largest teams tournament for Kill Team that's ever been hosted. There's 18 teams, 54 people, so we were lucky to have enough tables up there to even play on. So while the rest of us were fighting for our life on the tabletop, let's check in on Nate and see what he's doing. Yeah, I think he's having a good time. We're going to talk about the end of the first day at the tournament and kind of what our thoughts were. We were at the end, 12?
No, we were 10.
10.
10.
10th out of 18th, so we won the first round and then lost basically the second 2 rounds. So what did you guys think about yesterday as far as what you were going into it and then what ended up happening?
Well, first round was great. We all won.
Yeah.
We all won our games, which is awesome. And then second round was kind of where it got tricky because we had to take some bad matchups.
We had to actually think about our matchups, and then we realized that we had to take a bad matchup at least somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up losing that round. I was the only one that won, and then Ethan and Brett lost their matchups. So we took the L, but we were like, yeah, we're still in it. We might still be able to pull it back. Just gotta win everything from here on out. Yeah. And that proceeded to not happen round 3.
Yeah.
And that was a tough matchup too. That was another one where it was like we basically, because rounds 2 and 3 we had to essentially throw somebody into Chaos Cult on Into the Dark.
Right. Yeah.
Second round was me. Third round was you.
Yeah.
You held up much better than I did, but it was still for us both an uphill battle massively. So And then I had to play against Orion, Gellerpox on open, and of course, just Orion's a fantastic player. So, of course, it was a really tough match.
Right.
So, but we learned some stuff, and now today, hopefully, we can actually implement that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
The whole team dynamic thing is new, having to pick a defender and things. So, I think we've now kind of figured some stuff out for that.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident that we can try to do our best and hopefully win all 3 of our rounds today. That's the goal.
Yeah, it can be hard with some certain matchups. I feel like we all played really well. It's just sometimes it's just how it is, you know?
Yeah.
So, day 2, we're gonna win all 3.
Yes,
Go 4
sir.
and 2.
Yes, sir.
So,
Let's do it.
see you guys after.
Now that everyone had a chance the day prior to really see how the team tournament works and how these maps are laid out, there's a lot of people running around trying to take a look at the maps again this morning to kind of plan while they still can. As far as I'm aware, nobody had dropped out at this point, so it's still a lot of people there.
Okay, guys, as you can tell by the time shift, it is now, what, 8:15 or something?
like that.
8:30.
Okay, so after 7 hours of kill team, we came out in 5th. So we went 4 and 2. So our goal of winning all the games today went through. And
3-0 today.
then Blaine won 6 and 0.
I went 6 and 0,
And then
and
Brett
took
and I,
first for player.
yeah, you took
placings.
first for player.
Yeah.
Brett and I both went 3 and 0.
3 and 3.
3 and 3. Sorry, 3 and 3.
Not that good.
And then we tied for strength of schedule, right?
For the highest, yeah.
The highest.
So, yeah.
Because we were pairing up all day today, and was the only team who beats Bats A.
That's B.
Bats B.
That's B, who took first place.
Who took first place.
Even though we beat them.
Right. So we were, yeah, it came down to just points, basically.
I tried to carry.
Tried to carry.
I mean, you
Turns
did.
out,
And
you did
there's
carry.
actually not much you could have done.
There
aside
really
from
wasn't.
Literally
No.
everything
I
you
could have
did.
gotten 4 more points on that very last game.
No, I
Yeah.
think we figured out, like, after that first day, we figured out how we needed to go about the matchups. And that was to put you as defender because you had the best, like, overall good matchings into people.
And people didn't want to take me as a matchup most
Right.
of the time because it's commandos.
Yeah.
And they were
And then Ethan and I would just play into other stuff.
Yeah.
And it
it
worked
worked.
out really
it
well.
worked out
yeah.
way
So-
better than our planned term or day 1 for sure.
So, yeah, all things considered, I mean, we went, started today, we were at 10th place, we finished in 5th. We
Yeah.
didn't finish with any, like, medal or anything, but we made our goal, and, I mean,
I
says
think,
something.
I think
I
we
think
all
we
made our
did well.
goals for sure.
Right, yeah.
so,
Yeah. We just want to thank Dakota as well. Huge support and hanging out with us, and like he gave us a whole bunch of free prop stuff, which is awesome. Continue to see his terrain on the channel, especially with the set we just got. We're gonna get painted up eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually.
So we'll have like 2-ish sets of
Right.
his terrain to be able to use and test with, yeah.
And then maybe some of the buildings that I got. I don't know if they're playable,
Yeah,
but
they're
I mean,
definitely playable,
So
yeah.
those might show up too. It was a great event. I think the teams thing was really fun for us as something new and something different. And I think we're all hoping that next year we can come back.
absolutely.
Maybe with
Yeah,
Nate, and
awesome,
then have the 2 teams kind of thing that we were
It'd be
looking
cool.
at.
And if we got to see you out here, it was awesome. We met a lot of cool people, and had a super good
Shout-outs to
time.
every team we played. Shout outs to Kel team. They're awesome. They always have cool things to say and talk about. And shout out to everybody else who went. They
Right.
made it the biggest team tournament ever so far. So it was just awesome all around.
Yeah.
Super fun.
All right. Next tournament stuff, guys, that you'll see probably from us is going to be LVO.
2024.
2024.
Or
Or
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Yeah, it's gonna be Atlanta.
November.
It's gonna be Atlanta.
Golden ticket talk stuff that Ethan and I don't know anything about.
Hopefully some vlogging stuff happens too. So
Yeah,
just some
right.
insider information going on for the finale. So
Yeah. So if you guys see anything else after this, it's because we still have another day and flying back. So depending on how I structure this video, because I'm not sure yet, we'll find out. So, all right, see ya.
On the final day, I just had to go up and see the mountains. So I woke up earlier, Blanca went with me, and we went to the very top almost of the Los Angeles National Forest here. Just last year, we had all taken a road trip to Zion National Park. This gave me a lot of the same vibes. It's just a really beautiful and peaceful rocky mountainside. And of course, one last thing we had to do as a group was go see the ocean. So we went over to Venice Beach, checked out the ocean, Blaine's chasing seagulls, got our feet wet, and then we went and checked out the boardwalk that was nearby. There were so many different people doing so many different things. It was just awesome to have that accented by the sunset the entire time while we were walking all the way over to Santa Monica Pier.
Do a sick trick. With our journey having come to its end, we were able to pause and bask in the sun as it fell over the ocean.